Right, so the best I could think of for trap tests was see how far lots of different traps will squash down this it's like foam yoga mat material. Now the reason I wanted to use this was because once it's been squashed it will go back to its original shape again, so I can keep reusing it, whereas if I'm using wood or bone or anything it just shatters or smashes. And what the idea is I'm going to put this into the traps and then we're going to measure how far it squashes them down as a comparison, and then I'll write all the results down, work it out. If we know certain traps will work on certain animals, we'll put that into account, whatever. The only thing I was thinking maybe 3 layers for possibly squirrel traps, 2 layers for rat traps, and 1 layer for mouse traps, and then we can kind of possibly have a comparison. It might be a little bit hard to work out, but I'll show you each test and then we'll measure them and then we'll see what we can work out from there and what we know, and then in future videos we can use them as a comparison possibly. Right, so first one we're going to try is this black easy set or self set whatever rat trap with 2 layers of foam. We'll see how far it squashes it down and then we'll measure it. Right, so that's how far it squashed it down. I'll measure it and see in millimeters. So from the bar, oh yeah, and also we need to remember what the measurement of these are, so how much it squashed it down. So I would say that that's down to about 17 millimeters. Right, I'll just write at the bottom here. These each are they're 11 millimeters. So each bit of foam is 11 millimeters. Right. So that's the first one. Go on to the next one. Right, brand new little nipper rat trap. Lost my ruler already. Right, got it. $16 mil. That one's 16 millimeters. Right, the black cat rat trap. I'm going to set this off by pressing the button at the back. So 2 layers again. Right. $11 millimeters. Well, we'll now try the black cat rat trap with 3 bits of foam just to see if it makes any difference. Well, or not make a difference, I mean, but see what it's like compared later on to a bigger, larger trap, possibly for squirrels. $18 mil. Right, 3-ply Mark IV fen trap. Right, I'll move this over so you can see it better. Five millimeters. Right, BMI 110 body grip trap. I'll have to just see if I can hold this in the middle here. Shouldn't make a difference to anything because they get held anyway. Eight millimeters. Right, so a couple of old ones now. So a 4-inch gin trap or leg hold trap. I've got a feeling this one's going to probably cut this in half. It may not. I've got a feeling it might do a lot of damage to the foam, but we'll try it. The jaws are wavy, so I'm just going to have to measure it from what I have got. Seven millimeters. Right, 3-inch gin trap. I'll change this to the 2-ply because it's slightly smaller. That'll squash 2-ply down to 4 millimeters. By one single ply of foam on a little nipper mouse trap as a comparison. Eight millimeters. Right, so in a minute I'll go indoors and I'll work out what trap is approved or supposed to get what animals, how much they were squashed down, how much they squashed these down, etc. and things like that. We'll work something out. So in case anyone was wondering why I was bothering, the reason I was doing this is partly as a good comparison, so that if I make other traps and I either one can't film doing it or it's illegal to do it, we can still kind of do the squash test on it to know how it compared to other traps. Then we'll know whether it would have worked or not. Or for example, things like this, the black cat rat trap. It says on the website where I got this from that this is capable of killing squirrels, but I can't actually test that out because this isn't on the spring trap approval order, so we wouldn't actually be allowed to use it to get squirrels. But if I know, for example, a Mark IV fen trap can definitely kill a squirrel, which I know it can, and it squashes the foam down to a certain level, and this does more, then we would know that that would possibly kill a squirrel. If you know what I mean, if that makes sense. And we can also use this on homemade traps, which we can't possibly use on, say for example, something like a squirrel. Maybe I use it on a rat, but not necessarily a squirrel. But it's nice to know. So we can use that as a comparison for future videos, or if people make their own, they want to test, test them out first. Just try it, And if you know that a trap will squash that down to, however much, will definitely do something. You can make one, and then if you're in a country where you can use it, then you can use it. If you know what I mean. You don't want to make one that won't kill something humanely. And like I said in a previous video, there is other tests you can do. You can do force, momentum and clamping test. But to buy machinery to do that is very expensive. So this is a simple way of doing it. I suppose what we could also do at a later date possibly is, if I got a really strong set of scales, put them underneath or between the jaws and see what the kind of clamping weight is, whatever. But we can do that as a future video. This is more simpler, just using the foam. And the good thing is, once the foam's been left for a while, it does, as long as it's not been too badly cut into, go back to its original shape, so we can keep reusing it. Anyway, I'll go upstairs and work some stuff out. Right, so that's the information that I've got. But what I need is, I can only put on there a star next to the ones which I've used myself and definitely know they will catch the specific creature they're supposed to get. So, like for example, I've used Mark IV fen traps against squirrels, and I know 100% they work. So I can put a star against that one, because I know that's proven. So, if any of you have used any of the traps I've shown and know 100% they work, let me know in a comment. So for example, the little nipper rat trap. Now, I'm 99% sure that I've not got a rat in one of them before. I've got mice in them, but not a rat. And the black easy set one, I've got a mouse in one of them, but never got a rat. So if any of you have used any of those, proven 100% that they will get a rat, especially a large rat, or say by chance you accidentally caught a squirrel in one, let me know. Then I can put a star next to that, and then we know for later comparisons, what they'll get. I've got some more traps to test, like I forgot to do the Cania trap. I should have used that one. And I've got a few more different rat traps. Now there's one rat trap, it's a white one, I can't remember what it's called, and I have caught rats in that before. So I know that one will catch medium. I wouldn't say that the rat I caught in it was a massive one. It was a rat. It wasn't a massive one. But we can still put a star next to that, knowing that it will definitely catch a rat. Once we know that, then any other traps we build or get hold of, I could test them as a comparison, and then we can work out whether they would actually get certain things. If it's a rat, we could try it, but if it's a rat trap which people say will get a squirrel, we can't actually try that. Not in England, because it's not on the approval order. But we can still test it to the other ones. And any kind of any types of homemade traps or primitive traps, we could test them, possibly with the foam, see what happens, and then we know whether these things work or not. Just an idea. So anyway, I'll do some more later on, and I'll let you know how they go. If you think of any other ideas what I could do, or if you think, you know, there's a flaw with this way of doing it, let me know. But it's a comparison test. Once, like I said, once we know a certain one will definitely work and it crushes that foam down to a certain level, I reckon we can use that as a comparison for others. Right, anyway, let me know in the comments if you definitely know certain traps will kill certain animals. Right, anyway, cheers for watching and I'll see you later.